Hello, welcome to Real Civil Architect, and welcome back to Why It's Important. This episode is about probes, heat shields, and landing gear. Now, since I'm behind on a few updates, heat shields does not exist as an object. However, we do have a look at this heat shield here. I'm also behind on a few updates, so also the heat shield does not have any purpose. So we'll explain in a matter of Kerbal space. Aerodynamic heating is caused by air. Atoms would usually have time to get out of the way, but if your craft is going really fast from re-entry, it won't have any time. Hence, heat. The air will continue to pelt your craft. And heat is based on how much something is vibing. And if I was getting hit 2 kilometers a second, I'd be all over the place. And so would the air, right? Well, the atom doesn't fall apart like I would. But instead, it pelts the craft, makes it really hot, and gets out of the way. And this also is why shooting stars exist. That's just meteors and dust. Probes. Probes are a form of transportation without containing any people. For one-way missions, say I wanted to take a probe to the moon or to Mars, but I don't know how to pack it to get back. So I wouldn't. I'd just take a probe to Mars or the moon, land it there, and leave it there to do research. I don't know. Landing gear. Landing gear is to land a craft. This is required for going to other celestial bodies. Hence the moon. My moon landers, which usually don't work, but sometimes they do, usually look a bit like this. I'll usually have 2 Colibri engines. I'll definitely won't forget to include RCS. RCS is very important. And if I have room, 2 extra parachutes for landing. But I don't need these for the moon landing, as they serve no purpose. It will just say, cannot deploy parachute in a vacuum. And in Kerbal space, it won't deploy until it's at a safe zone. This is usually what I engineer my moon landers to be like, because they're usually not good enough any other way. Like we explained in the last episode, engines. Each one has a different power, but also a different efficiency. Efficiency is how fast the craft will be going after it's burnt all of its fuel. Well, that's delta V. Some engines create more delta V, but are in turn slower. More powerful engines like the Titan engine are terribly inefficient. Smaller engines like the Calobrian Ion engine are very fuel efficient. And, if you can use it, RCS is also very efficient, just in case your engines get destroyed. That's happened to me before. And I had to revert the flights after so much work. A good opportunity is to shove RCS on the bottom. But today's video does not include RCS. Now, if we were just going to take a craft to the moon and not intending to return it, it would look a little something like this. Why do we need the docking port on top if we're not going to return? Well, usually you would mount a craft upside down or some special way during takeoff. At least that's how I do it. That's how Apollo did it. Well, they had it on their engines. Rest in peace, Apollo 13. You continue to, build your rocket, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to actually build a rocket. And then you'd bring it out to the moon, and then it'd land, and I don't know what you'd accomplish. You wouldn't accomplish much of anything. Yay, we landed something on the moon. I think that's about it for this video of why it's important. The next video will be about docking ports, fuel transfer, and RCS.